Hello and welcome to a new video. So today's video is all about Huevember and art challenges and all that good stuff. So obviously I completed this page back in November and I absolutely love Huevember. It's the only challenge that I can successfully complete and I just really enjoy it because I feel like there's less limitations compared to other challenges, but I'm not going to get into that right now. So last year, because it's January, last year in Huevember, I decided I wanted to do something really, really simple, make it really, really easy because I just don't have as much time. So I thought, okay, just pick, a color group and just draw some really cool characters from that color group. It'll be so easy to do. It wasn't easy to do. It was not easy to do. So let me explain why. I thought in my small little brain that, cartoon characters or animated characters, in a simplified style, in my style, would be much easier than trying to create an entire page of, portraits or whatever it was I did last year, which was fun as well, by the way. What I didn't realize is I thought it would be less effort. However, I put so much more effort into these. As you can see, I sketched out the idea first on my iPad just to make sure that I could get the composition right, get the characters in, fit them in. Once that was done, I would then clean up the liner because I want it to be nice and neat. And then to make sure that I could fit it on my actual sketchbook page, I then had to trace it. So I used my iPad as a light box and I traced it. So that's like step 3. So that was in pencil. And then I had to get my inking pen. Now, I'm not sure if I regret this or not. Okay, so I decided to ink them first so that I could see exactly what I was then coloring in. And you know me, I do not ink first. And the reason why is because then when you use your markers, it can smudge that ink everywhere. And the liner that I used is the Tombow Fudenosuke. I'm not sure if that's how you say it. Amazing liner, by the way. I don't think I'll ever go back to any other liner. It's just incredible. It comes in a pack of 2. I think it was like 8 or 9 euros. So cheap for the pack. And it comes in a soft tip and a hard tip. And I used the soft tip brush, which allows you to manipulate the line weight as you draw. It's absolutely incredible. But anyway, it's also not smudge proof because it's a water-based liner. So I lined it all. It was fantastic. I was so happy. And then when I got to the coloring stage, as you can see here, I had to be so careful and so slow. Like, this is real time, I'm not sped or slowed anything down. This is me real time trying not to go over the liner. So me thinking this is going to be so simple and quick, it took me hours, pretty much a day to do just one page. And I needed to do, 7 colors? Yeah, 7 colors. So I completely shot myself in the foot with that idea. But that's not to say I didn't enjoy it. So let's just talk about this right now. My Pikachu. I decided I was going to do a Pokemon for every single color, but I wanted them to be derpy looking, okay? Because I just want it to look silly and fun. I want the whole page to look fun. And the reason why is my kids were also involved with this. It was kind of a collaboration. So we would pick the characters that we wanted for each color group. And my son, he is just massively into Pokemon, and he wanted Pokemon on the page. So I was like, okay, great. And I obviously wanted things like throwbacks, the things that I really love or things that I grew up with. So you can see that I'm coloring Neocortex right now because I was obsessed with Crash Bandicoot growing up. I wouldn't say I'm a huge gamer now, but back in the 90s, when I had time because I was still just stupid teenager, I had loads of time to play games, and Crash Bandicoot is just one of those games. I even had Crash Bandicoot marathons. Like, I brought this stuff with me to college. I remember I brought my PS1 with me to college, and luckily I lived with a really cool group of girls who I was like, hey, do you want to do a Crash Bandicoot marathon with me? Like, we just sit here and play it and have fun. All the other people were going out, drinking and stuff, and there we were just sitting there in the evenings playing Crash Bandicoot together. It was just so good. But yeah, and who else do we have? Adventure Time. We have Jake from Adventure Time, which is such a great show. I actually miss it so much. It's just so weird and out there, at the time. It's just the humor is so different. And we have Bill here, obviously. I haven't finished Gravity Falls. I need to go back to that. I'm sorry. And sorry for the focus, camera did me dirty. I did me dirty because I didn't actually focus the camera. I am so sorry. So I edit parts out so you don't have to see it. I also made a huge mistake with SpongeBob. Has anyone noticed the massive mistake? I've already released this video on short videos, reels and shorts, and nobody has commented it yet. So I'm not going to say it, but can you spot the absolutely massive, very embarrassing mistake? Let me know in the comments. So yeah, you can see that this is a really, really time-consuming process, right? It's just, I think, from start to finish, including, the sketching out the ideas and going back in and colouring it. And I don't just finish with the markers, by the way. Oh, no. No, it's not that simple. So I think the entire process might have taken me about 6 hours per page, which, when you look at it, I feel like you wouldn't think it takes that much time, but look how slow it's taking me. It's so slow. Would I do it again? Probably, yeah, probably. Maybe a little bit different, just to make it a little bit easier for me, but yeah, I was quite fatigued by the very end, let's say that anyway. But yeah, Animal Crossing, I have the worst and the best memories associated with Animal Crossing. So I think the very first game came out on DS back in 2006. I remember because I was on work placement for college. It was my 3rd year of college, and I bought myself a DS and I got Animal Crossing, and it kind of kept me going. It kept me going throughout those 3 months, and it was a bad 3 months. I'm just offloading everything here. It was a bad 3 months because I'd actually failed one of my tests, like my summer tests, and I had to repeat it. It was so embarrassing because everyone else I think had passed, and I might have been the only one who failed. So I spent all that summer while I was doing my work placement, and this was in Belfast as well. So I was living away from home. I was really sad and depressed, but Animal Crossing was there for me every single day just to check in and be like, hey, you need to water your plants. You need to go check in on your friends. My best friend was like Savannah, the zebra. Does anyone remember her? But yeah, 2006, man. I mean, I got through it. I passed my test, by the way, and finished college and got my degree. So yay. But Barry B. Benson. I think most people know the Bee movie because it kind of became a bit of a meme a few years ago. But when it first came out, and people who actually went and saw this at the cinema, it's so weird. The whole idea is so weird, okay? I mean, if you haven't seen it, I'm not going to spoil it, but he basically, he finishes college and it's time for him to start working as a worker bee, and realizes that, he doesn't get to change his job once he becomes whatever job he does as a bee. So he decides to, I think he goes off with a bunch of guys, like pollen collecting bees, gets lost, meets this florist. They develop a very strange friendship, like eyebrow raising kind of friendship. And then he decides, once he finds out that humans use bees' honey, that he wants to sue humankind. It's such a strange movie, and if you haven't seen it, you have to watch it. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. So yeah, then I went back in with extra colors. See here on SpongeBob that I'm trying to bring a bit of depth, a bit of shadows there, and then line weight. So I wanted to go back in and add all the line weight to all my characters because it was looking a little flat, So when I did the liner, I wanted to do it just kind of plain to minimize, how much ink was on there because I knew it was going to smudge, And then I told myself I'd go back in afterwards and I'd thicken up those lines, you know, kind of give the illusion of some sort of shadows on the characters, make it look nice and pleasing for the eye. And it does look better. You know, when I look at it now, it brings so much more contrast and definition, and I'm quite happy with how this looks. But yeah, would I do it like this again? I know I said yes, but I don't think I would, because it just really took me far too long. And even though I'm super proud of the result, like I'm only showing you my yellow page, but I've completed all of them. I'm so proud of it that I printed them all out. You know, I didn't want to take out the originals because alcohol markers, you know, in sunlight, they will fade with time. So I scanned them, I fixed them all up because scans can be a bit dodgy, and I printed them out, and I've even got them framed. So I've still to hang them, so there's that. But I just, yeah, I love how they look, but I don't think I could do it again. Has anyone else completed Huevember or ever attempted to do Huevember? Because I definitely think it's one of the more achievable challenges, you know, so compared to Inktober, there's something about Inktober that I find incredibly stressful. And I think it's mainly because it's a daily prompt and the fact that you do have prompts. And I know you don't have to do it that way. You can make your own rules. But maybe it's because the Inktober community is much bigger and you know that there's going to be more eyes looking on it. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I'm just, you know, it's the new year. I'm still not quite with it. You know, we're snowed in. We can't go anywhere. My kids are still here. They're not back at school. So, like I said, I went in then with color pencils. You know, I wasn't finished just with the inks and, you know, the markers. Wanted to go in and just bring a little extra something to these characters. Not to make them 3D or anything, but I just love using color pencils to really enhance what I've already done. Because I don't really want to do it with markers in case I ruin the entire picture. It's really risky, I think, to kind of go in and add little extra details with markers. So I do that with color pencils pretty much all the time. And then you can also add color variations. So, you know, here with the kind of coldish yellow, I'm adding this really nice kind of orange. And then here I'm just adding extra blush on the cheeks. So yeah, I just absolutely love using color pencils, and I think it's the perfect combination, markers and pencils, to really kind of pack that extra punch for your artwork. So I would definitely suggest it. And I'm using the Prismacolor pencils. Now, not the ones I sketch with. Those are the Coloraze pencils. They're a harder lead and they're erasable, obviously. But these are the creamy ones, the actual pencils, and I just love them so much. Like this set of pencils, these Prismacolors, I bought them, I think, well, like 12 years ago, I think, and I still have them. Now, I know that looks like I haven't really used them that much, but they're just so good, and I would buy them again, like over and over and over. I just really love them so much. Like, look at that color, like adding that pink just to kind of give him that tired look under his eyes. Look how good it looks. I don't think I could have done that with markers. So I'm really happy that I made the extra effort with these pages, even though the thought of spending 6 hours on a page was kind of killing me. just the thought of it is horrible. But the result, I think, really kind of makes up for everything. You know what I mean? Do you think so? Like, I don't know, let me know. And then my final thing is to add highlights. I can't be without highlights, and I cannot be without this gel pen. It's the Sakura Gelly Roll. Use it for absolutely everything. Been using it for like 10 years plus. And there's no kind of structure to where I add highlights, just where I think it should go. You know, there's no lighting direction here. They're all separate characters. It's just whatever looks good, whatever I think I like. I just let my hand do it. My brain doesn't think, just like right now. I hope you've liked this video. I hope you've enjoyed this drawing, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, love you, bye.